Hello. So you find me in the beautiful Lake District. It's a glorious sunny day. It's a little humid and I've been sweating like a pig. So at the moment, well, let me backtrack. Yesterday I got the train up from London to Oxenholme, and then I saw that there was a rail replacement bus service instead of the train to Windermere, so I took that. Got to Windermere, walked over Orist Head, which was lovely, and headed on over to Troutbeck to the YHA Windermere to the campsite. Had a very poor night's sleep thanks to some inconsiderate folk there who seem to think it's okay to come and walk over to close to my tent to have their chat and muck about until God knows when at night. And anyway, woke up, packed up. It was wet in the night. The tent, Southern Cross 1, first time out in that kind of humid, wet weather. Quite a lot of condensation. I need to learn how to manage that. But tent stayed dry and dried out quickly in the morning sun. And then I headed off on my walk for today. This is a prelude to my coast-to-coast walk. I'm going to head up from Windermere, as I am now, to Kirkstone Pass. And from Kirkstone Pass I'm going to settle a score with a mountain there called Red Screes. It's the first mountain in the Lake District I tried to climb many years ago with my friend Murph. Shout out to Murph. And I failed. We failed. But we learned a lot and we got very wet. And this time I'm hoping A, to stay dry, and B, to get to the top. To the coast, and along the coast to St. Bees. Whereupon I set off on the coast to coast. I have no idea if I'm going to make it. This is already tougher than I hoped it might be. But on the other hand, it's all training and I could lose a few pounds. So if you want to follow along, let's go. Well, that's a bit of a disappointment. Behind me you can see the Kirkstone Pass Inn, where a very bedraggled Murph and I one time came off the hill with bruised egos, and in my case a bruised head thanks to a loose rock. Cheers Murph, I still remember. And we went in there soaking wet. I recall we snuck into the toilets before anyone could stop us and literally poured out our boots. So yeah, that was a wet one. Today, as you can see, it's pretty nice at the moment, but it is gathering for rain. I'm going to try and find the pass in a minute and head up. Alright, that's where I'm going. Let's see how far I get. Elegant as ever, Gorham. We did it this time. And take a look at the view. Yeah, I think it was worth it too.
Hello, welcome to sunny St Bees on the Irish Sea. I arrived here by bus and train from Ambleside earlier today. I've got my feet wet and I've had an ice cream, so I've had the full seaside experience. And so tomorrow I can, with a clear conscience, set out on Wainwright's Coast to Coast. If you've watched the prelude to this, you'll know that I had great plans for warming up and developing my conditioning over the previous week. And after about 2 days, I realized that that was probably a very bad idea if I wanted any hopes of finishing the actual walk. So, you join me here on day 0. I'm about to head off in the morning. And let's see whether my legs will take me the whole distance. I'm optimistic, but I'm also rather depressed at the amount of gear that I've brought with me that I almost certainly won't need, given the way the weather is looking to be shaping up. I'm more likely to boil than to get soaked. But we shall see. Maybe the weather gods will turn and I'll actually need all the stuff that I've brought with me. Anyway, I hope you enjoy following on for the ride. Anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by. Like, subscribe, comment, all the usual stuff that helps the algorithm if you're interested in that. And otherwise, I'll see you in the morning when I go and get my boots wet, and not just my feet. Catch you then.
Good morning. Here we are at the beach at St Bees. This is the monument to AW and the walk. I'm about to hit the beach, collect some pebbles for some people that I loved and care for, and carry them with me about 200 miles, 300 kilometers or so, to the North Sea. My mother doesn't understand why I'm doing this. Waking up this morning after a very bad night's sleep, neither did I, but I'm sure that I'll work it out along the way. Hopefully you'll come along and keep me company. It's a bit brisk this morning, but I'm sure that that over there will wake me up, and warm me up as well. So anyway, let's hit the beach, let's find some nice pebbles, and let's get these boots wet. Here they are, my pebbles. I know tradition is to take one, but I'm taking one for all the people that I love or loved or care about, that I'm going to think about on this trip, each in their different ways. I should take one for myself as well, but I'm going to keep that one for me. Okay, with one tradition dealt with, and at high tide, thankfully, let's honour another tradition. Okay, with those traditions honoured or out of the way, let's get up and over that headland, shall we? See you on the other side. First signpost. That's reassuring. Do you think it would be impolite to ask these ladies to move? Okay, so I've walked on past the lighthouse, through a lot of high bracken and ups and downs, and just past the quarry behind me there, and now I'll be turning my back on the Irish Sea and heading east, and slowly its sound will diminish until I can't hear it anymore, and the next time that I hear the sea will be that approaching of the North Sea. I've got a long road ahead of me, and I already know that this is going to be a tough one, but one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, and we'll get there. Welcome to Cleta from the wrong end. I took an alternative route along the disused railway that's now turned into the cycle path, and got carried away. I ended up overshooting, but that means I get to see Cleta, and here is, I believe, the famous pie shop. Hopefully they're open and I can get one. Let's have a look. This, good people, is a meat and potato pie from the Cleta Pie Shop, aka Cleta Stores. When I went in, these were the ones I saw. The nice lady in the shop said, "We have smaller ones too." I thought to myself, why speak to me of irrelevances? This is a pie. The ascent of Dent has nothing to recommend it. It is long, steep, humid and dull. Really dull. Just forestry track, forestry track, forestry track. Now we're getting clear of it. I'm feeling done, and there's a goddamn style. Oh well. Maybe that pie wasn't such a good idea. Not as flexible as it used to be, go on. at St Bees, which was a good warm-up, shape of things to come. But Dent, my word, horrible, just horrible, up and down. But Nanny Catch, beautiful, beautiful stretch of country. I think Wainwright said it was the most beautiful quarter mile in England. I think he's right. But I've got permission to pitch in the beer garden here in Ennerdale. Got a table booked for dinner, why not? And then press on in the morning. We'll see how this goes. Right now, I'm going to enjoy my soda and black. Cheers.